Hey, everybody. I think it's Thursday, and I think we're in the month of October, but I'm not really sure. It's chamber check-in time, and today is a special opportunity to have a conversation with a great entrepreneur, a great friend of the chamber, and a great winemaker, Mr. Earl Sullivan.
Hey,
Hi,
Paul,
Earl.
how you doing?
It's going well. I just wanted to start it off with, what do we have here in my office at all times? A bottle of Tourist. And one of the things I often talk to people about is Telaya Winery. And so to get it out of the way and let everybody know how to pronounce it, why don't you tell us how to correctly pronounce Telaya Winery?
Sure. So first of all, we don't care when people mispronounce it because it lets us enter into a conversation and it allows us to start. It's an easy way to start a conversation, to break the ice. So the name Telaya is a blend of the word Tetons and La Playa, which is Spanish for beach. And those are my wife and I's two favorite places. So when we started the winery, started making wine in 2008, we decided that we wanted everything to be very intentional. The winemaking, the way we structured the business and everything. And so it's the foundation just started with the name.
Awesome. So it's Telaya.
Telaya. But you can say it any way you
Or
want as long as you're drinking it.
That's awesome. Well, hey, you started talking about a little bit of the history of how you got your start, or at least when you got your start. Tell us how you transitioned from the healthcare industry into winemaking.
Yeah, so several years ago, we made our first vintage in 2008. Before that, I was running a global pharmaceutical company, and my wife is a veterinarian. And so we were challenged with a young, small family, two boys, one that was 2 and one that was a newborn, and me traveling 270 days a year. And it just wasn't tenable. We were going to get divorced. We were going to raise 2 brats. I was going to have a heart attack or all 3. And so we just decided to make a wholesale change. And it wasn't necessarily directed specifically at wine. We had 3 criteria, again, being very intentional. We had 3 criteria. We wanted something to teach our boys a work ethic that I learned growing up working on our family farm. We also wanted to do something that was intellectually stimulating. We both had jobs. We didn't need jobs. We wanted something that would really motivate us. And we wanted to do something as a family. And so wine just ended up being the catch-all that caught all of those different pieces and put it together for us.
I love that. I love what you're teaching your kids about work ethic. It is so needed, and you can do that right in your own backyard. So bravo for that. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I also had an opportunity to watch you guys in your early years when you shared a space in Garden City with a couple other winemakers and that collaborative effort. And that was fun. We did a lot of stuff with you guys there. But then you did something incredible. You built your own facility. And I got to be there when one of your sons actually broke the bottle over the bucket to christen the new building. Tell us about how exciting that was, and kind of take us down that path.
Well, so we started making wine in 2008 in Washington because there wasn't a facility in Idaho for a collective or a cooperative. We met a winemaker that had some space that let us come into their space here in Garden City. And over the course of a year or two, that morphed into what you remember, which was Cinder, Coiled, and ourselves there. Huge shout out to Melanie and Joe at Cinder. You know, we believe that we could be what we are today and that we can continue to grow, but without having an ability to start somewhere, which they gave us, a location to start somewhere, we wouldn't be where we are today. And so it was a great collaboration for 3 or 4 years where both all 3 brands grew. to the point where we outgrew the space. And we found a piece of property right on the river in Garden City, right next to the Riverside Hotel, where we could build what we felt like would be our dream facility, both from a delivery of the product, the hospitality side that we like to focus on, as well as the production side. So I got to design my own production space. I get to design my own tasting room space. We're right on the river. We look up at the foothills, so it's as close to the Tetons and the beach as we could find in Garden City. And it just fit. So we 4.5 years ago, we moved into this facility, and my boys did christen the backhoe bucket with a bottle of wine. And those, if you come to the facility, the broken shards of that bottle are framed in the facility.
Okay, that's cool. I remember being there that day to celebrate, and then after, how long did it take to actually build the building and you guys start making wine in that facility?
So it took us about 9 months from breaking ground to moving in, and it was pretty quick. I fortunately had a really great builder who's a good friend and was able to put this thing together really quickly. We started making wine in this will be our 5th season in this building making wine. So
Wow.
it's been a blessing for sure. It's been a lot of hard work. Carrie and I are here 7 days a week, and we fully believe in what we're doing. We have a great team that works both in the front of the house and in production and in our wine club. And so it's just a great group of people, and we view it as a big extended family.
That's special. I heard you talk about hospitality, and that's one of the things that's near and dear to my heart is service, the service orientation of every business. You guys set the example. The way you treat your customers, your walk-in people, that personal touch, how you and your wife check in on people like they're your family. You guys lead by example, and kudos to you.
It's a big focus of our team. And again, we're trying to create a different type of company, both for our employees as well as our customers. The delivery of the product to you is a service. How you feel about that's the hospitality side. And so that's what we really strive for. And there's a lot of back office component to that. I mean, we had an all hands on deck staff meeting this morning where we went through a portion of our service standards, doing training, reminding people, going through issues that went well, and what did we do right, and how do we continue to do that, and things that didn't go so well, and what do we do to prevent it. And so it's a big investment, but really it comes down to being able to make the best quality product that we possibly can, and then make sure that it's delivered in a way that is approachable, educational, and just fun. Wine doesn't have to be stuffy.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. In fact, how I aerate it is just put it in a glass and let it do its thing.
There you go.
Hey, I also wanted the audience to know, while we have this time, how they can get your product. Can they come visit you? What are you open? Are you sold in restaurants? Or do you sell at the stores? Tell us about that.
Yeah, our big focus is on our wine club and our customers that are in here. So you can get us in restaurants. Our cab is the kind of the house cab at Chandler's downtown. We're at the Sandbar next door. You can get us in a lot of the fine restaurants here in town. A new vintage wine shop up in Meridian, Erickson's Fine Wine in Eagle, M&W out on Warm Springs, some of the bottle shops that have us, the co-op, the Boise Co-op and the Meridian Co-op for sure. But predominantly it's our tasting room, and we're open every day from noon to traditionally 7:30. Under the current COVID protocols, we are not taking reservations. It's first come, first serve. And we, fortunately, during the shutdown, we were able to double the size of our patio and double the size of our tasting room upstairs. And so we have lots of different protocols in place. My wife and I are both scientists, so we take a very keen approach to make sure that our customers are safe, our employees are safe. We have installed new bipolar ionization air handlers throughout the entire building. We're doing sanitization, everybody's 6 feet apart, et cetera, et cetera. And so most of the traffic is our walk-in traffic off the Greenbelt, or people who are just visiting town, and or our wine club. And our wine club's a real strong supporter of the brand and what we're doing, and really have kept us going through these really difficult year.
Okay, awesome. A couple more things I wanted to talk with you about is just that, right? You are one of the first things that people see as they're walking on the Greenbelt. And for anybody that comes into town, you're a tourist attraction kind of. So tell us about your involvement with that.
Well, again, we wanted wine to be approachable. We want the experience to be one of the kind of aha moment. We've had some great accolades. We were Winery of the Year one year. Our Tourist was just noted by the Seattle Times as one of the top 10 wines of 2020. The Tourist was voted the best red wine.
Oh, we just lost you, Earl.
There we go. We had some really great accolades. The best reward that we get is for someone to have that aha moment with wine. And so we just want wine to be approachable. We want it to be fun. We want it to be, a social environment. And luckily, we're located right next to one of the largest hotels in the state, with the Riverside Hotel right next door. And we're right on the Greenbelt. So we have the high visibility from the people who are visiting. And that's great for us, because then we get to educate more people and show them that Idaho can make world-class wine.
Absolutely. Well, your involvement with the Chamber and the Convention and Visitors Bureau has just been a great partnership. So thank you for taking your time during, during your creation of your business here to help educate us and our Food and Ag Board and the Convention and Visitors Bureau on what you guys produce here, and telling that story about Idaho and about winemakers in Idaho, that you guys can truly make, a distinguished bottle, but you can come out and get delivered with your boots on after you just came out of the vineyard, right? And also, I know I want to make sure that your time is valuable here, because I know you have a road trip ahead of you. But how has this early freeze affected the fruit?
Well, that's actually why I'm taking the trip. We do source some fruit from Washington, and the freeze that's happening here in Idaho is going to happen in Washington as well. So we need to position bins for wine picking. We had hoped that we would have another 10 days of the season, 12, 15 days of the season, but it's going to end on Sunday, whether we want it to or not. And that's just part of Mother Nature and what she does. I mean, when you started, you said you thought it was Thursday and you think it's October. And
yeah.
Right now we're here from 6 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week for about the last 45 days. And we've got another 20, 25 days in front of us. And so that's harvest. It is what it is, and we love it. So it's a good time. And if you don't love harvest, you shouldn't be a winemaker.
Right. Well, Earl, I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for bringing some good wine to Idaho. We've got a lot of great winemakers out there, but you and Carrie set the bar on the other things that make a winery special. So to you and your team, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for your membership with the Chamber and your investment in the community, Earl.
Paul, thanks. We couldn't do this without the support of the Chamber and the people that you bring to town, the planners, the people that come to the city because of all the work that you guys do. So it's a great partnership. Thanks.
And by the way, any more of those 2012 Cabernets still left in the library?
There might be one or two.
That was such a good year. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Earl, hey, thanks again for your time. Have a safe trip, and say hi to the family and the team for us.
We will do it. Thanks, Paul.
You bet. Bye.